Oh, hey there. Well, friends, we're back for another Tech Tuesday update. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So we've got a full house, which, you know, it's kind of what we come to expect at this point. And the guys are doing an awesome job, but we're going to show you what all we have going on, a little bit of what we have outside, and what we're planning for the future. So my name is Neil with SFJ4x4.com, Simpson Family Jeeps in Conneaut, Ohio, and this is your Tech Tuesday update. We are just back from Toledo Jeep Fest 2022. We had a spectacular time there. Our team here at our physical location, our physical facility, held it down big time. We are cruising through all these vehicles, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So on this particular Jeep here, we're doing some electrical upgrades around specifically the battery and the battery compartment. Once we do that, we need to make the Jeep drivable. It came in only on a front drive shaft. So we have to make, it actually grenaded the rear drive shaft. So we need to adjust pinion angle to make sure that we have a good or usable rear drive shaft angle. This has a Currie 8 control arm suspension with Fox Resi shocks. It's got the anti-rock on the front. There's a lot of really good stuff going on with this Jeep. But the unfortunate reality is it's been into a number of other businesses that have not taken the best care of it. Customer complaints are that it maybe has an electrical issue. We've definitely seen a lot of signs that people have been into the transmission harness, the engine harness, and the battery box area is all cobbed up with power cables and takeoff and who knows what. So first and foremost, new battery, clean up the battery box, adjust the pinion angle, get an Adams drive shaft in there, make it drivable so we can get on the road and see what quirks this thing has. The Rubitrucks, which we have been talking about for a while now, and it is a fan favorite. I really love how this Jeep looks. It is originally an LJ, which went through a conversion. I don't know how long ago. This customer bought it, you know, kind of down the market some, and there are definitely some quirky things to it. A, from the conversion, and B, from just, you know, use over the years. Unfortunately, customer lost reverse. We dropped the transmission oil pan with the hope that we could just address. There are three primary things that will make a transmission do that. One is a shift solenoid pack. Two is an accumulator or a loss of prime around the accumulator piston itself. And there is a service bulletin on that and a part that actually adds a sleeve that tightens up the accumulator piston itself. And then third, which is the big wah, 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 the ugly, is when a band just goes. And that happens. And what happens, the bands just wear out from wear and tear and abuse, lack of fluid, lack of purities. And so we dropped the pan and it didn't look great, but we went ahead, tried to take the affordable option, give that customer a fighting chance. We did the shift solenoid pack and the accumulator piston with that technical service bulletin sleeve to try and give them the best case scenario, the more affordable option than a full transmission replacement. Unfortunately, at this point in time, looks like we're going to be reaching out to Jasper to see if we can put a new transmission in this bad boy here. Spin around over here to this LJ. It has been just an absolute nightmare. Oh, okay. So, you know, I love an LJ. I think they're the best Jeep ever built. However, when we take multiple manufacturers and we try to make all their parts and pieces play well together, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. So there was definitely some rust issues with this Jeep. We really try not to do rust repair here. There's a couple little pieces. We try not to do body rust repair. We're not looking to weld in patch panels or floorboards or anything like that. we oftentimes will do a couple gussets, some floorboard supports, some really average, average utilized or supplied parts. We went ahead and did floor supports on both sides of this Jeep. We are fitting in place the JCR armor, and then we move into Moto-Bilt sliders and Moto-Bilt cowl armor with the GenRight fenders that we installed, about 6-8 months ago. So things were too long, things overlapped, things were too short, and so it's our job, once we put in new floor supports for the body mounts and for the sliders, that we need to go in and fit everything up. You can see how we have the vice grips, for the body shop work type people who are paying attention. We clamp that on and we start to really line stuff up. We'll show you the passenger side. It is done, but I think we've logged nothing shy of 30 man hours in doing all of that. Additionally, we actually had the body off and we're setting it back down, so it's solid and reattached and everything's gravy, but man, what a challenge it's been. You can see how good this armor fits at this point. We have this cut to follow the GenRight body line here. We have that Moto-Bilt cowl armor in place, and then obviously the Moto-Bilt sliders, which mate up pretty nicely to the JC armor. Now we're going to pan over to Chuck because A, he's here, B, he's taking up space, so I'm going to draw attention to him. Basically the job we're doing here is a replica of this. We have the JCR armor here, Wizard Works out of Ohio flares, the Poison Spider sliders with the TNT custom fender flares. I don't recommend that to anyone. It's a terrible decision. We did it here to prove that we could do it, to showcase product lines that we believe in. Many of those are USA made products or quality products that we wanted to draw attention to. It was a bad decision. And I told our customer that, but we thought it was close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. And quite frankly, I said, okay. So here we are to pay the piper. It looks beautiful. Greg, our lead performance mechanic, has done a fantastic job, but I kid you not, all the hours. We'll move over to the Crusher. Crusher is a particular Jeep. It was really kind of funny when they came in. They're a big death wobble Jeep that we had. It had lots and lots of issues. It had a ton of lift height. It had old regular stock tires on it previously. And this Jeep, since that last death wobble diagnosis and correction, has roughly 21,000 miles on it in a year. That's a lot of miles. So things got a little squirrely, and the biggest piece that was wrong was we just need to rotate the tires. So customer's been busy, they haven't been able to get in for a tire rotation, and he believes that he did a tire rotation probably 3,000 to 5,000 miles after getting the Jeep from us. That tells us that there is roughly 15,000 miles on these BFG KO2s. And so we did a 5-tire rotation. You can check that video out elsewhere on our YouTube channel. We sincerely recommend that. So we did a 5-tire rotation. We went ahead and we took out a little spacer lift that the customer had in there previously. We're adjusting a few other little pieces to that, do a quick grease job for them, and really want to see that one go down the road. Now, if you followed our Toledo Jeep Fest coverage whatsoever, you will know that this specific Jeep broke my heart. It left me sad and wanting more. This was slated to be on display at the Seagate Convention Center as part of Toledo Jeep Fest 2022. We did take a beautiful LJ, which is out in the parking lot. We'll show you that here as we progress outside here shortly. This specific Jeep is up from West Virginia. Our vintage lead mechanic spent a better part of Wednesday prepping and readying and kind of polishing and making it, have a nice shine. And this Jeep would have been the belle of the ball for Toledo. I just know it. Unfortunately, the guys went to move it out on Thursday as we were leaving to load the trailer to go to the show, and it died across the front apron. We spent nothing shy of 11 hours that day trying to throw spark plugs and O2 sensors and gas and who knows, all this other kind of crazy stuff at it to try and make it run, and it didn't. And finally, by the afternoon, we had to pull the plug, just load up the truck and trailer with what we had and hit the road. So we are working through that process now, going over the parameters of the Holley Sniper package that's on it. Obviously going through, testing your really basics. Do we have spark? Do we have fuel? Do we have air? Blah, 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 blah. And trying to make sure we get this cleaned up, turned around, figured out, diagged, and back to the customer as soon as possible. Davey, go that way. I'll go this way. So into our CJ corner, which we're trying desperately to clear out, clean out. We are obviously elongating our timeframes with our CJ customers, taking deposits on 2023 currently, because we are truly and sincerely booked all the way through then. We have the Beach Cruiser, which is our next short-term priority. We got to get that Jeep out so that guy can enjoy a little bit of time with it. Obviously that was a full rewire, a dash replacement, roll bar padding, a whole bunch of trim and fit, fit and finish and trim pieces needing to be done there. And we have our cardboard list up there, and hopefully we'll be moving that through as soon as possible. Swing back over, if you've been following along, this is the hashtag not a restoration Jeep. This CJ5 is a gem. Every nut and bolt has been touched. There is so much custom hot rod Jeep CJ goodness on this Jeep. You can't believe it. And you know why? Because you can't tell any different. It's all in there. It's just supposed to work really darn well. We just got this beautiful big hub, rotor, and disc brake caliper hung on it today. Ball joints are in, steering knuckles are on. We have to take it all back off because that's what we do. It is all test fit. It's in there. We now have our internal spline lockouts. You'll see this is the upgraded unit. Our lockout unit here, as you spin it over to engage and disengage four-wheel drive. Our bearings are packed full of grease. This is going to accept massive 30 spline inner-outer axle and new style U-joint. So it's big 760 style U-joint. So the axle shaft assembly is bigger and beefier than any CJ has ever seen before. This is a combination of parts that have been custom machined for us from our own internal, our machine shop network, a Yukon, and obviously international, as far as international scout trucks, so on and so forth. That is, all those parts are in that assembly. So really, really good stuff going on there. Like I said, that's all going to come out here in the very near future, and we're going to stuff the gears and the shafts in there so that we can start final assembly very soon. Let's head outside, wrap this thing up. We're going to pivot through here. Have we talked about these yet? Have we talked about these? Hutchinson beadlocks. Those are arguably the best beadlocks on the market. Look at these huge wheel stud application to draw that front piece on. It is a double seal, so we have this big giant rubber piece. It's going to hold on the back side. That's how the whole face comes off. Look at that. So the weight of the load of the tire is actually carried here on the outside face. It's fully bolted down. We'll obviously do our signature pattern on that process. This rubber piece comes off, so you slip the tire down over that. Rubber goes inside and bolt on this face piece. God, are those going to be cool. We'll be doing those here very soon. Hashtag not sponsored, but we can be. All right, finally leaving is this sweet CJ7 Renegade. And it's just had a good bit of work done, right? Not a full restoration, but more work than we'd like to add up. Came in, it was sold at a dealership previously, leaked like a broken fish tank at the window seal. Big shout out to our glass installer who came out big time, got that installed. Wipers are on, things are working well, and that Jeep is ready to rock and roll, head home to its owner at the end of this week. Really happy to be turning out those CJs. This particular one has been into umpteen garages. It is here to us to finally, you know, turn the dial up, get them fixed up. It had electrical issues. It has ball joint issues. It has a whole bunch of things. And it's just, you know, honestly, it's what garages don't know, they don't know. And so it's here for us to make that a good, usable, drivable vehicle for the customer again. Pan on down, we've got more electrical issues. I see a theme happening. We got the big rig because we just got it unloaded the other day. This particular Jeep is in, these are powder coated Gen Right fender flares. Beautiful inner liner here. God, that's gorgeous. We've got a different company's liner going on the inside, but it looks pretty decent as is. This one is going to get an Iron Rock off-road long arm upgrade in combination with a Mopar performance lift. So we'll get all that done in. It's getting 456 gears, 37-inch Toyos on KMC bead locks. So beautiful. You'll recognize the yellow LJ behind me. That was the one that was at Toledo Jeep Festival. That left me high and dry. If you don't know, the starter died on me on the display. Wah, wah, wah. But it seems to be working now. We got a mean green alternator ordered up. That's my go-to performance alternator, or starter. The starter died. Yikes. Starter died on the display. Mean green starter is ordered up. That's all coming in. And sooner than later, that Jeep's heading home to its ownership. And then we've got this cool crawler. This particular customer does so much Jeep Jamboree USA. This is their big hammer to take out and to play with. This is actually a pretty cool Jeep because it has so many low miles. They pretty much load it up on a trailer, go out, use it hard, and put it back on the trailer, bring it home, fix a couple things, and go after it again. We're going to be putting on some new Bilstein reservoir shocks like they had on there. We're doing an Iron Rock off-road over the knuckle steering kit and some JKS parts as well. So we've got a big JKS RCV Artec truss job coming in sooner than later. We've got Iron Rock lift kits happening here in the very near future. We've got a bunch of electrical and engine performance stuff, so you're not going to want to miss it. Get with it, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment something down below, share it with your friends, let them know about all the goodness we have at SFJ 4x4. Head over to our website, sfj4x4.com, get yourself some merch, support our mission to the Jeep community, and until then, Jeep family, Jeep on.